Hey, welcome to module 2. In this module, I'm going to explain how you can get into the CPA networks. Now, whenever we deal with CPA marketing, the number one question that my students face is how to get in, which in fact is the first step of the process. Because if you're not in any CPA network, you won't get any offer to promote. And if you won't get any offer to promote, how will you do CPA marketing? So the first step of the process is to get accepted into CPA networks. Now, getting accepted may seem like a tough task as it has been very hyped up in the past that getting into CPA networks is very difficult. But what we're going to do is we're going to follow a specific process that's worked the best for my staff and for my students. So that's exactly what I'm going to teach you what to do. All right, so here's the step-by-step process here. Very simple. First, we create an approval instrument. All right, approval instrument will be a small website which will be your identity in terms of CPA networks. I mean, if you look at CPA networks, they want to see a solid proof that you know what you're doing, and a website is one of the biggest proofs of that. So if you can show them a website that's on a proper domain, then you'll get much higher points. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to create an approval instrument, and then we're going to apply to the frontline CPA networks, which will be easy to get into. All right, and I'm also going to show you the entire process behind how to fill up the application forms and how to answer the questions that they ask you. Now, I won't be giving you a direct statements that you have to put in, that you have to speak, that you have to say to these affiliate managers, because they're not fools. If they catch a repeated pattern, they'll know that students of CPA instruments are saying the same thing. So they must have been taught to say this exact same thing. So we're not going to follow this process. What I'm going to do is show you some samples and give you ideas on how you can respond to the most common questions that are asked by the CPA networks. Now, it's all going to be step by step, and it's all going to start with the approval instrument. So as you can see in front of you, we're in godaddy.com. all right, so this is where I go to register my domains. I also go to a website called dynadot.com. all right, dynadot.com. so this is another domain registrar, but essentially they both do the same purpose, registering your domain name. All right, so let me just tell you how to do that. First, before you register a domain name, you need to know which topic your website is going to be about. So the approval instrument can be on, let me just pull up my notepad, can be either a hobby website, all right, information website, review website, any previous of your websites. All right, so basically the approval instrument can also be your blog. All right, so a hobby website, let's say you've got a hobby to so let's say dance. All right, so you can create a website on, let's say, how to dance. You can mention, you can put up some photos of you dancing, or you can give out some tips and tricks on how to get some cool dance moves, and basically explain about your process, how you dance and what kind of dance steps you do. So basically a hobby website can be an approval instrument. Any information website, let's say you know something about a topic, or you've done some research and you can share some information about some topic, that can be an information website. A review website will be a review of any product. It doesn't need to be a CPA offer. You can pick out any product. You can just review an iPhone if you want. All right, so just something like an iPhone review website you can put up, or it can also be any previous of a website. So if you have created any website previously, all right, that's got some content on it and that looks decent, that's on a specific domain name, all right, then that will do as well. and it can all your personal blog, that can also serve as your approval instrument. So if you've got any such kind of website already in place with you, you won't need to create an approval instrument, and you can skip the entire process. But I do definitely recommend going through the this video and the couple of videos after this, because I'm going to show you the basic process on how to set up an instrument using WordPress, all right, which is a key factor here, because WordPress has got multiple advantages. All right, so so basically you have to watch these few videos that come across, but if you already have any such website in with you right now, you can just start the application process. All right, so let me just go through how to set up your approval instrument if you have nothing. All right, so if you don't have a domain name, if you don't have any website till now, which most newbies don't have, so I'm going to create the next 3 or 4 videos keeping in mind that newbies are watching this. All right, so let's start with the approval instrument. There's just going to be a few simple steps. These are domain, hosting, WordPress setup, then you've got installing plugins and theme, configuring the site, and last step is adding content. All right, so we'll go step by step on how to set up the entire website. It's going to be really simple, and if it's something that you haven't done before, it's going to be exciting as well. All right, so let's start with the domain part. To register a domain name, you have to go to godaddy.com. Now, as I told you, you have to choose what kind of approval instrument you want to create right now. All right, and once you've chosen, next you have to choose a domain name that's related to the topic. So for example, let's say you're writing a review website on let's say Jenny Craig's weight loss, all right, which is a very popular weight loss program in the US. So let's say you're writing a review website on Jenny Craig weight loss. So you can search for domain names such as my Jenny Craig review.com, .net, or .org. All right, so you can search for such similar domain names. You can go with any domain name you want. It needs to be just descriptive of the topic of your website. So if you're writing if your website is going to be about, let's say, your hobby, which is, let's say, dancing, so you'll write you can register a domain name like let's say smooth dancing skills .com, .net, or .org. So you can have such a domain name. Now please remember, what you want to register is a .com or a .org or a .net domain name only. All right, so don't register any other domain names other than .com, .net, or .org, because these are the most professional ones that the CPA networks do approve of. So please keep that in mind. And once you've done that, the process of registering a domain name is basically to start your domain search. All right, so let's say you write down your domain name and click on go. All right, so you'll be shown whether the domain name is available or not. In my case, it is available, so I can register it. If you don't find, if you find it's not available, if a .com is not available, then you can look up if .net or .org is available. If these two are not also available, then you can search for any other domain name that's similar. All right, now once you've chosen your domain name, just click on continue to registration. Don't show this again. No thanks. All right, these are just some offers that GoDaddy gives you, so you don't have to take them up. No thanks. Next, you have to fill in your information, in which you have to enter your name and email address and stuff, if you have not done that already. All right, now this is what you have to change under your domain settings. All right, you have to change the name servers. All right, you can enter up to 4 name servers, but you just need to enter 2 name servers. Now if you don't know what that means, don't get confused, because it's really simple. All right, in just a few minutes I'm going to tell you how to get a hosting, a web hosting. Now once you purchase a hosting, you'll get an email from your hosting provider which will have the information about the name servers. They'll give you 2 name servers, all right, and you have to put those inside it. For example, name servers are something like ns1345.hostgator.com or something like, and the second can be ns1346.hostgator.com. all right, so these are, hold on, all right, these are the same, so 1346. all right, so these are the 2 name servers that you have to enter. I mean, these are not the 2 name servers that you have to enter. This is an example of the name servers like you have to enter. Now I'm going to tell you how to get a HostGator hosting in just a few minutes, but once you do that, they'll give you something like NS1096 or NS2045. They can give you any such number, .hostgator.com and something like this. And if you're going with some other hosting company, if you already have hosting before, then check out with them and get the name servers. All right, once you've got the name servers, you have to put that in. The registration length will be 1 year. All right, and then you have to just click on next and continue with the domain registration. The rest of the process is simple. It's like a normal checkout procedure that happens during any website. You have to just enter your payment and your other information inside, and then your domain will be registered. All right, so the name servers is what I wanted to tell you about, and I hope this is clear to you. Now let me tell you how you can set up a hosting. All right, so here I am in HostGator. So HostGator is my favorite hosting package, especially for newbies, because this is where I got started essentially, and they have been with me for the last 3 years now. So it's awesome. I've never faced any such downtime or faced any sort of big issues with them. So I recommend HostGator to anybody who needs a stable and a reliable and basically unlimited web hosting without any hassles. So that's why I recommend HostGator. So you can check out their web hosting plans. What I recommend is going with the baby plan that they have. All right, so if you scroll down, they've got their baby plan, which is this one. All right, in this you get unlimited domain names, unlimited disk space, unlimited bandwidth. All right, and you get all such features like a control panel, a cPanel. All right, which I'm going to tell you what this is all about. You also get some various features. You can check all of these out, but which is not that expensive as well. All right, it's just about $7 to $10 a month depending on the period you take. All right, so you can order this package. This is what I'm with right now with HostGator for the last 3 years. So you can take this up. It's perfect for you. I'll tell you why. It's because with CPA instruments you'll be registering many domain names. All right, because you'll be required to create multiple CPA instruments, so you'll be required to register multiple domain names. And rather than taking up a hosting package for each of those single domain names, you can just take up a single hosting package that can host unlimited of your domain names. All right, so you can create as many CPA instruments as you want with just this one plan here. All right, so this is what I recommend. Now after you sign up, all right, after you sign up, you'll be given an email which will have the name server and your other login information to log into your cPanel. All right, so I'll log into my cPanel in just a minute and show you the rest of the process. But before I do, I hope you got the process of registering a domain name and getting yourself a hosting account if you don't have one already. All right, now during the HostGator checkout right now here, if you click on order now, you can enter the coupon code CPA instruments, all right, without any spaces, CPA instruments, and you'll be given some sort of discount. All right, so you can check that out. Now after you've done with your domain and hosting, the next step is to add your domain name to your hosting account. All right, so let me show you how to do that. All right, so I'm in my HostGator control panel, which is the cPanel. All right, now let me show you how to add the domain that you just registered to your hosting. Now there may be a little bit confusion if this is the first domain that you have registered. All right, so let me just tell you why that can be. So let me just take you back here. All right, so while registering a domain name, obviously because you haven't signed up for your HostGator account till now, you won't be able to add your name server information. So you don't need to add this right now. You can just leave this empty for now. Once you've registered your domain name without the name server information, you can log into your GoDaddy account. All right, so you need to log into your GoDaddy account, and then you can go to the domain manager and then edit the name server information manually. All right, you can do that as well. So first step, register a domain name. Next, once you sign up for your hosting, now why I'm telling you this is because once you click on order now, you'll be required to enter a domain name. All right, if you have an existing domain name. So if you don't have that already, you can also use the HostGator registration process, but the only catch here is I think they are a little bit expensive than GoDaddy. So you can also register a domain name through GoDaddy as well, or you can put in the domain name that you just registered with GoDaddy and put this inside and continue to step 2. All right, so this is what you can do. And what will happen is the control panel will open through yourdomainname.com/cpanel. So this is what will happen. So in that case, if that's the case, then you won't need to follow these steps that I'm just about to tell you. All right, so let me just tell you what I'm talking about here. So if you set up your HostGator control panel, or if you set up your HostGator hosting with the domain name that you just registered, then and only then you won't need to follow the steps that I'm just about to tell you. But let's say you already have a hosting account with them and you've already set up your hosting beforehand and you register a new domain name, then in that case you have to go to add-on domains. All right, click on add-on domains. Now I'm inside the control panel here. So inside control panel, click on add-on domains and then enter the domain name that you just registered. All right, so this will be the domain name that you just registered. You can just put in the domain name as it is. So let's say your domain name is skateboarding review, let's say skateboarding blog.com. all right, so you can put in such a domain name and then just click on this here and these fields will get automatically populated. Then you can just put up any password if you want and then click on add domain. This is all you have to do. All right, so that's as simple as it gets. First, register a domain name and then log into your control panel, click on add-on domains, and then inside new domain name just put in your domain name and click on add domain. So once you do that, it'll add that domain name to your account, to your hosting account. And as I told you, you can set up unlimited domain names with the baby plan of HostGator. All right, so this is what you can do. But if the domain you registered is the same domain that you used to set up your hosting account, all right, in that case you won't have to follow this procedure. In that case your domain is already added to the hosting. All right, so there's no procedure of add-on domains in that case. So let me just click on home and take you to the control panel again. All right, now the next step after you've added the domain name to your hosting, the next step is to set up WordPress. All right, now in order to set up WordPress, we'll be using a tool called Fantastico. So scroll down till you see a tool called Fantastico Deluxe. All right, so click on this. All right, so once you're inside your Fantastico, in the sidebar that you see here, you need to click on WordPress. All right, so let me just click on WordPress. Now after this, you need to click on the button called New Installation. All right, so click on New Installation. All right, so after this, you can choose from your add-on domains that you have added. All right, and then choose any domain on which you need to set up the WordPress website. All right, which will be the domain that you just registered, by the way. Now once you have chosen that domain name, leave this field blank. Now put in the admin username. All right, this will be your WordPress admin username, so you can put that in. Next, you need to put in the admin password. All right, which will be your WordPress admin password. Next, put in an admin nickname. It can be your name or it can be something like admin. All right, next you can put in your email address. All right, now once you put in the email address, after that you have to enter the site name. All right, so the site name will essentially be your domain name, with just spaces inside it. All right, so let's say your site name, your domain name was, let's say, skateboarding skateboardingguys.com. all right, so your site name will be something like skateboarding guys. That's it. All right, so the first word will be capital, and you'll just separate out the words here, skateboarding guys. So that'll be your site name. That's as simple as it gets. And the description can be something related to skateboarding, so something like learn the coolest skateboarding tips. All right, so something like this, and then just click on install WordPress, and then you'll be taken to a page where you'll need to click on complete installation, and that's it. So some button called finalize or complete installation or something like that. Just click on that, and that's it. That's all it takes to set up WordPress on your website. So once you've done that, all right, then you'll be able to work on WordPress and make your entire website. So the next couple of videos will show you how to handle WordPress and stuff. All right, so I'll cover that in the next few videos, but let me just recap what we have studied till now. First, go to godaddy.com, register your domain name. All right, now before registering your domain name, you need to know what topic you're going to have your website about. It needs to be a very small website. Trust me on this, it needs to be a very small website. Just having 4 or 5 articles is more than enough. All right, and it can be anything you want. It can be on any topic you want. We just need a proper domain name. All right, after that you have to go to HostGator and then set up your hosting account. All right, now after that you have to go to cPanel, and if you just chose the domain name, that if it's your first domain name basically, and you're using that domain name to register your hosting account, then you don't need to follow the add-on domains procedure. But if it's the second or your third or let's say 10th domain name, then you need to follow the add-ons domains procedure inside your control panel and add the domain name to your hosting. Now after that, once you've added the domain name, next step is to go to Fantastico and install WordPress, which is really simple. Just click on WordPress, fill in this simple form, click a few buttons, couple of buttons, and that's it. Now the rest of the procedure on how to set up the entire WordPress website and add your articles and basically complete everything else will be discussed in the upcoming videos. So till now, I think everything is clear, simple, and easy to do. All right, so once you've done all this, let's move on to the next part of the process, which is setting up your WordPress website. All right, I'll see you then.